Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Races Driving League for the final race of Season 14 and the final race on F122. It's the reverse grid finale here at Brazil. Looking forward to what should be a very entertaining race going to in a few minutes' time. But to close out your pre-race festivities, here is my co-commentator Touch Me Pope singing for the first time since Season 12. Take it away.
You've all been waiting for this, haven't you?
I'm muted for this one.
I sit and wait. Does an angel contemplate my fate? Does it contemplate my fate? I do know the places where we go when we're grey and old. When we're grey and old, guys, when we're grey and old, when this race eventually starts, because I've been told that salvation lets their wings unfold. So when I'm lying in my bed, thoughts running through my head, and I feel that love is dead, I'm loving those who've disconnected, and through it, oh, she offers me protection, a lot of love and affection, whether I'm right or wrong. And down the waterfall, wherever it may take me, I know that life won't break me. When I come to call, she won't forsake me. I'm loving RDL again. Welcome to the race, ladies and gentlemen. Whoa, let's fucking go!
And it's been a long time, ladies and gentlemen. We've waited to hear that one from Touch Me Hope. So thank you very much, Pope, for doing the singing. And it's just in time for us to get underway for the formation lap. So for those of you who are new to this league and haven't seen this format before, reverse grid finale. So the positions in the Drivers' Championship, Pope, you're still going, have been reversed for this Grand Prix. So we'll have some of the more unusual threats. So Dan, Cottony, JB at the front. And then Championship leaders, Grumio, Che at the back. 4 reserves tonight, Lucky Lambert, Evil Scotsman, and 2 debutants, Motion Hazard for Alfa Romeo and the top cap in the Williams. So good luck to those guys making their debuts here tonight. Hopefully we'll see them later on in the Grand Prix. Starting tyres all there for you, mediums and hards. The main choice, looking at a longer first stint today. And there it is, it's quite an unusual sight there. That's Dan on pole position, leading us down onto the main straight. Pope, it's the final race of the season, final race of F122. Are we looking forward to season 15?
I am very much looking forward to it. New cars, which I have tested for the first time today, feeling very, very different to the ones that we have here today. But I am so excited for the reverse grid finale. As you could tell by my singing, nice to see some new drivers who will be joining us in season 15 as well.
And it was some excellent singing. The combination of you singing and the almost broken mic, the broken sounding mic made it even better. Right, no more singing, no more talking. Time for action. 5 red lights for the reverse grid finale. Waiting for the lights to come on. Here they are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the last race on F122, the final race of season 14, and it's lights out, foot to the floor, go, go, go. Several stationary cars on the start, disconnected already, charged towards turn 1. There goes JB to the inside, down into that first corner. JB emerges with the lead for AlphaTauri. Yellow flag behind, that is Ericsson and BJ, who was obviously stuck down the line. Webbsy the penalties early on, and there's already a virtual safety car here. Grumio, 5-second penalty for a collision with Motion Hazard. Not a brilliant start to his debut. Hazard already up into the points paying places. Fantastic start there. Ericsson has been disqualified, and I think BJ may have also been disqualified as well. I'm not entirely sure. Yep, they're both out. So 2 cars disqualified.
Very intense start there. That was chaotic as per usual here in Brazil. Obviously, I've partaken in quite a few of these myself, so to see a virtual safety car on lap 1 is not unusual, but it's unusual this season to say the least. To see JB Racer 1, he won.
JB leads and early on, but it's a big day for AlphaTauri, currently sitting in 9th place in the Constructors' Championship. That team, Alfa Romeo and Williams, all fighting to not finish in last place. The green flag comes back out, we get back to racing. Alfa Romeo with an 11-point lead over Williams in 10th place, and AlphaTauri 10 points back from 8th place, just 1 in front of the last place team right now. So it's a good thing those guys are up getting points this early on. As of right now, it looks like Williams might end up, well, it looks like Alfa Romeo might actually end up finishing in last place. It stands right now. They come into this one after PJ's podium last time out. PJ not in the race tonight. Lucky Lambert again also in the race tonight. So 2 fresh drivers here looking to try and snatch the constructors' places for Alfa Romeo's 3 cars and picked into the first lap. TJ's in, Evil Scotsman's in, your championship leader, your driver's champion for the season. Grumio in his final race in the Aston Martin, now into the pit lane. These guys all taking on damage of some kind on the start. So a bit of work to do here and penalties to serve as well. So up front, JB leads. He's got 1 second lead of a Sniper Hunter who's charging to second place. Prolo third, down to fourth now. Curtis running in fifth. There goes Webbsy looking for position. Looking to the outside, going towards turn number 6. He's getting very close here. Gets shut off. And Landlord right behind him there. Landlord in his final race in the IDL today. Looking to make something happen.
Yeah, dart to the outside, trying to just get a little bit of grip to make a move on Webbsy, but that Webbsy making that Ferrari look as wide as possible as he tries to shape up a move on the Alpine of Curtis, but
Landlord on the inside.
Down the inside of Webbsy.
Yellow flag for the back.
Fantastic, just losing a little extraction there. However, it keeps it all clean.
Landlord trying to give us one more special moment in this league for seeing us off the end here of season 14. Of course, 4 championships, 3 championships in his RDL career. I'll have to confirm that in just a moment. But Landlord currently running in 7th place right now. Webbsy chasing Curtis to come through to complete lap number 2 and start lap 3. JB and Sniper Hunter both setting the fastest lap. And DRS now deployed, ladies and gentlemen. And this is where things start to get even more interesting. Because not only is the pack completely reversed in that respect, they've now got the slower cars, and they've got DRS, and there goes down around, spinning the car, but saving it quite nicely. A decent pirouette, but he loses him several places on the racetrack. Che Oliver and Orion Lemons already up into the points paying places in the Red Bull and Mercedes respectively. And Motion Hazard already up there in P8.
Yeah, Hazard doing a great job on his RDL debut, moving up 11 positions so far from near the back of the grid, so very impressive drive.
Definitely avoiding the chaos so far. Speaking of that chaos, we'll have a look here at position changes. So Hazard's gained the most places so far. He's gained 11 off the start. And drivers who've lost the most being Dan and Cotney. Dan has dropped 2 more places since spinning out. And Webbsy gets around Curtis down to 5th place he's gained. But Curtis comes back at him on the inside, looking to try and avoid contact off the corner. Alpine versus Ferrari side by side as they go through the left-hander. But Webbsy gets in front. And those guys could fall prey to Landlord here. Up the main straight. It's a charge back through Junso once again and up the hill to complete the 3rd lap of this Grand Prix. It's JB in front by half second over Sniper Hunter. Might be going to try and go for the lead here. Sniper Hunter, having never won a race in this league, might be trying to go for a win today. He sets the fastest lap and goes to the inside of the AlphaTauri into turn number 1. Very, very tight. They come close to contact. There's a slight touch there between the two of them, but JB remains in front. Sniper Hunter still there in 2nd place.
Yeah, Sniper Hunter using pretty much all of his ERS.
Oh, cut off their yellow flag for the back. It's Ethan in the Red Bull, has spun off. Recovers the car at turn number 2, midway through the centre S, recovers it, but drops him down to P15. Apologies, Pope.
It's alright, mate. So, yeah, obviously Sniper is using a lot of ERS, trying to get past JB. It's very hard to recover your ERS around the circuit. Not many heavy braking zones or half brake pressure, so a bit worrying to see that already, but that kind of leads it in favour of JB, but the DRS is so effective around this track.
Definitely, and there's of course two very long DRS zones to take advantage of. One going into turn 1 and one on the run towards turn number 4. JB's got his 3rd sector to try and pull away a little bit more here, but Sniper Hunter could threaten him quite a bit here, coming off this last corner and charging back up the hill. Using what's left of his battery to try and get a run. JB could use his to try and get away, but it's not going to help him too much here. DRS now deployed for the Mercedes. They charge down this main straight. Here he is, Pope, in your old race car, charging towards turn 1. So look to the outside. JB defends underneath it to go into that first corner once again to start lap 5. Around the outside goes Sniper Hunter. It's very tight between them. No contact through turn number 2. They come still side by side. They come now through turn 3, and we'll have the DRS going into 4. Sniper Hunter now looking to try to make a move once again for this race leader. He's got enough time to go for it. He's not going to look to the inside just yet, but fantastic job here to keep with him. And look how close it is, about just under 2/10 separating them right now.
It's crazy around this track, obviously a very small track. We see Sniper trying to go at the inside, decides against it. These are already breaking away a little bit, but the continuous battle is not going to help their tyre wear, which is something that plays in strategy quite a lot around this track, something to bear in mind.
Definitely, we'll keep an eye on strategy over the course of this race. Of course, everyone's starting on the mediums or the hard tyres. A few cars that have made stops already. Those cars being TJ, Evil Scotsman, and Grumio, who have all made their first stops after the opening lap. And Grumio's coming for a 2nd time here, so he's under threat of Maxim also a lap down, and not how you would have wanted to close out his season. Of course, he's won his 6th championship. He's got nothing to race for today, but I'm sure he'd like to try and take a decent finish home to build on for F1 23.
Yeah, I can imagine he's now used up, and the tyre's going to finish race on. He sees Sniper Hunter blast in past JB on the start for this straight, but will Bracer be able to make a move back the inside? No, he does not. He's going to probably try and set it up for the 2nd DRS.
It's going to be very close.
Taking opportunity of the whole circuit. This will be very, very close. Obviously, ERS flashing light on Sniper Hunter car. JB trying to make it look a move around the outside, trying to make it look easy. gets in front, but Sniper defends out wonderfully on the inside. Great little ding-dong between these two.
Definitely, still they go, still side by side. Sniper looking to get edge in front. JB backs off. The smart decision here. Maybe might have run through the grass a little bit there, but he's managed to get away with it just about. Whatever the curve, perhaps a bit too much. And Prolol there in third place, but look who's behind him, Pope. It's Landlord on the push. Look, already up to fourth place here. And Motion has up to sixth place here. Keep an eye on him massively. He's done a fantastic job so far. Yellow flag, sector 1. That's the Evil Scotsman around who's out of the race here. Been some kind of crash going through turn number 3. Could that bring out a safety car perhaps? We'll see just what goes on. And there it is. First safety car of the night here on lap number 6.
So, for many of the grid, I think they're probably going to be pitting to get rid of their 5-second time penalties. I think that's quite a smart decision to make. And if they're really, really careful with their tyre wear, they might be able to take these tyres to the end of the race. We'll see who darts into the pits. It is very early, though.
JB coming in, though. Prolol stays out to avoid double stacking. Landlord into the pit lane. Websy in. Curtis stays out. Here comes Lemons into the pits. Fan is in. Chase stays out. Lucky Lambert is in. Dan stays out. Cockney Goblin is also staying out. Top Cat stays out. And Ethan coming through now. Willie stay out. Willie Pitt is going to stay out. TJ is all the way. And TJ, of course, TJ one of the cars who pit already. So majority of cars into the pit lane here, making changes this early on. Of course, as you said, Pope serving penalties they've received earlier on over the course of this race so far. So looking at things here, Snipe Hunter leads outright. Prolol in second. Motion Hazard now in third place. Lana, one of the few cars to come into the pit lane here, recovers from it. I can now correct myself. Three championships for Landlord on this game because he's closing in this league. He's now closing his career off. Of course, Pope, you've raced him a fair number of times in the past. Do you have any comments on Landlord's career?
A driver who has been a staple of RDL for such a long time. He's been here, there, and everywhere in every single team, as far as I remember. A really, really fierce competitor and someone who will never back down from a fight. Someone who, when I first joined, started looking up to. He's multiple champion here, and recently as well. He won not too long ago, so very impressive driver. And it will be sad to see him no longer on the grid next season.
It's around this time a year ago when Landlord took his third championship, beating Grimio, back then it was what's called Blaze, back on F1 2021, that very chaotic penultimate round in Australia, where everything seems to be going right into that very last corner when everyone sort of just collided with each other, and that was about it. That's what I remember through the stuttering stream that night, which was unfortunate. But everything running all right tonight, everything nice and smooth for us here. Car into the pit lane here, it's Cockney Goblin. I forgot to mention that Grimio did get a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane, so his race not going very well so far, Pope. He's really struggling tonight.
It's not going well, but like we said, we've got safety car. He's going to be bunching back up, and it's Grumio at the end of the day. We know how fast he is. He's the current world champion for a reason, so I'm not going to ever count him out, especially this early on.
Definitely not, but it'd be quite exciting to see him come back from this far behind. Both our rookies, our two debutants, running in the top 10 right now. The Top Cat stayed out of the pit lane, to my knowledge. And yep, he is now up to 7th place. One of 8 cars yet to make their first stops in this race. So that's Sniper, Prolol, Hazard, Curtis, Che, then Top Cat, and Ethan now. So those top 8 yet to pit.
Yeah, Hazard very impressive on the hard tyres. Already up into P3 from starting, like I say, right near the back of the grid, due to the reserves being placed at the back. Sniper Hunter might be a little bit worried now. He's obviously on the better tyres and he's probably going to try and take them as long as he can, but to have the gap completely closed up on him already by the hard tyre runners is not a sight you want to see.
Definitely not. I feel like you could struggle on this restart as, of course, the tyres start to wear off a lot more. Majority of the pack now on medium tyres, on hard tyres, then the three medium runners, one of them is running out and the other two are relatively fresh. Connie and Lemons, who both made their stops here. Grimmy back into the pit lane here, looking to think he's now served that penalty. Yes, he has. He's now on a fresh set of hard tyres, so we'll catch up to the back of the field, which could take him a lap or two here. So that's probably get back underway here on around lap 10 or 11, maybe even lap 12. That we'll see how long it takes for the Aston Martin to catch back up. But Snipe Hunter probably appreciating this time right now he's spending in the lead, because yet to win in the RDL. And Pope, that's your old car, remember, from not too long ago.
Yeah, not too long ago. I do remember driving in that. It's been a hard car to drive, especially for me. I've not really connected with this game at all, especially compared to last season where I won my first and only championship. However, I'm wishing him all the best. I've raced Sniper quite a few times in many different places, and he's a very first cut driver and a funny bloke. So I'm going to hope for him to get his first race win here in the RDL, but it's going to be a real tough challenge.
I'll see just what goes on over the remainder of this Grand Prix and see if he can perhaps snatch that first victory. And that's what we love about the reverse grid race. There's always an opportunity for anyone to win. And that's this race has proved. Of course, last season, Ericsson took the race win. Of course, Ericsson not in the race as of got disqualified at the start there of disconnecting, unfortunately. So we lost BJ and Ericsson to that. And I'm sure both of them are probably uninstalled this game by now, because we're, of course, moving on to the next one this week. So looking forward to getting away. Pope, you said you've already played the game so far. What are your thoughts?
Very, very different. Very different in terms of the traction. I think that's the main thing that I've been able to point out already. Only done a handful of laps, but it's exciting. It looks very different in terms of track layout. Oh, safety car is in this lap. That's a bit of a surprise. In 3 laps, so got to get ready for this restart. However, I feel like these drivers are going to have a great time on the next series of games.
Looking forward to definitely, of course, looking forward to what we have left to go in this race tonight. Coming on to start lap number 10 here. Grimio's got his work cut out for him. He's about 25 seconds off his teammate Landlord. Both Aston Martins, the last of the running cars right now. That's not what we're used to seeing them. And that's the magic of this race in particular. Snipe Hunter now pulling away as they charge down the main straight until back towards turn number 1 to kick things back off. Motion has to look to the outside of JB as he charges towards that first corner. Going to try and make a move going into turn 1. There goes Curtis. Thought he was taking it through wide for a moment. Hazard on the outside here and looking for P2 off of Prolol. So we're very tight here. Top Cat 3-second penalty. First rookie of the night to receive a penalty. And around goes Motion Hazard. He almost went around. I think he's just stayed on the wall there, but unfortunate for him, no damage on Alfa Romeo. He's got away with it, but he's falling out the points now, Pope.
Yeah, shame for him. He's just pushed that a little bit too much, and that's what you can get. The car could just bite you on this year's game, and that is what's happened. Luckily, he did use the wall to try and keep himself in a straight line, but he's dropped so many positions. It's such a shame for him. Yeah,
it's unfortunate, but he'll keep on pushing, trying to put himself back inside those point-to-pen places, and the Top Cat with a penalty. So things going wrong for our rookies in the last few seconds there, and Ethan right behind the Williams car, looks to pile a bit more misery on if he can. Going to try and go for a move here. Of course, both Williams cars in the top 6 right now, and one Alpha Tauri running in P2, one down in P8, and neither one of the Alfa Romeos are in the points here. So it's Alfa Romeos, despite coming in today with a 10-point lead over Alpha Tauri and 11s over Williams, they could be in trouble here.
Yeah, they're going to really struggle, and if memory serves me right, I'm not too sure if reserve points count to Constructors' Championship.
That is true. I could be completely wrong. So regardless of their finish,
regardless of the finish, they really just need the other teams to do bad. It's not looking good for Alfa Romeo, but everything could change with a different driver pairing next year and maybe a more comfortable car setting. Might be able to bring them back up the constructors' orders. As we see Ethan trying to make a move on his good friend JB. Will he be able to put a move on the inside? That's Fan trying to make a move on the outside of Top Cat as well. Side by side between the Williams and the McLaren. Fan using all the traction.
Whoa, where did Lemons come from down the inside?
Lemons! Wow!
And the Top Cat dropping back here, down to P14 all of a sudden. And there's P15 as well.
I think he might have made contact or something. I'm not too sure what's happened with Top Cat, but like you say, the new reserve drivers had a very unlucky few laps around turn 3.
Well, there's still a lot of racing still to be done here, so I wouldn't put it past them to get themselves back on the points here. I have to hope on their behalf that they will be able to do it. And in terms, I think you probably are right, but I don't believe that reserve points count. I've never really considered that too much, to be honest. Which means AlphaTauri in a very good position right now, as are Williams, because they've got one driver in the race right now. And as of right now, he's scoring 10 points, but he needs one more position as of right now to put the team in front of Alfa Romeo. And he needs to try and nick that off of Curtis if he can.
Yeah, we see Hazard making a move, try and make a move anyway, around Landlord, but Landlord in his last race is going to make that Aston Martin a very, very quick beast. See Chase well closing up on Prolog. Interesting thing, see the Mercedes really, really succeeded here. It's a shame that I'm not in one of those cars.
Definitely, it might be more of a problem with the driver than it is the car, but we never know. Regardless of how you said Hazard was today chasing Landlord here, that could be an interesting battle. Driver making his first start in this league versus the driver making his last, and the poetry in that. See the two Red Bulls going side by side here. Lemon's going a bit wide there on the racetrack. Ethan dropping back, got all out of shape. They've got the two Ferraris behind them for company. Where have I seen this story before? 2022 Red Bull beating 2022 Ferrari. Off the corner they come. Webb's trying to make a move on Ethan. Can't quite get it done there. And Cotney going right behind, trying to take advantage. Lucky Lambert being passed by Landlord, who might try to make a move on those Ferraris, which could be easier for him now because he's going to have DRS up this hill. So we'll see what goes on between those guys. I see JB passing Curtis, I believe. Might go for a move on Dan as they charge towards turn 1. He's going to get very, very close here. He's going to charge towards turn 1. He's going to look downstairs. There's a bit of contact there. And Dan managed to block him off. And going into turn 1, several cars side by side. Curtis and JB at it going to turn 1. Lemons and Fan also side by side. They go through turns 2 and 3. Very, very tight between them. Lemons on the outside of Curtis now. This battle has changed completely. It's now JB closing back in on Dan, looking to make that happen, but Curtis staying in front behind him. Currently running in P6 and doing a fantastic job at the moment, Pope.
It's a magical shot going down into turn 3. All the cars just within milliseconds of each other. It's incredible battle. As you see, Ethan and Cottony scrapping through those corners. And this is just remarkable. Honestly, this track provides such great entertainment.
Not to mention, because the qualifying format as well, which definitely helps things as well. Or Ethan get a bit loose there off the corner. Landon might try and peek inside of him here, looking to take advantage as Cottony Goblin passing Fan on the outside. So they go through that long sweeping left-hander towards Jinsoi once again. Around the outside goes Landon, still side by side with the Red Bull. Off the corner they come and back up the hill. Webbsy gets a good drive off. Fan gets a terrible drive off, and Landon takes advantage. Goes around the outside of the McLaren and might try and take the Ferrari of Cottony as well. DRS deploy ERS on both cars, but Landau closing in. He's going to look to the outside. He breeze past the Ferrari with ease here into turn number 1, into the braking zone, and he's in front, but only just. Very tight, but Landau gets in front. Several cars past there, and one more fantastic moment for the 3-time champion Landlord.
Oh, lucky! Going round in turn 2, just at the exit of the centre. He's lost a bit of the end plate there. So unlucky for him. Previously been teammates with Lucky, so that's such a shame. Unfortunate
for him, because he's back as a full-time driver next season, to my knowledge. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to reveal that on stream, but I think it's been news for a couple of weeks at this point. And look, he's been charging back, Pope. Grumio now is within 5.2 seconds of the chasing pack.
Yeah, it's going to help with all the cars in front and just scrapping away like I've never seen before. I think Grumio's going to be licking his lips at this.
I'll be looking forward to seeing how he gets on in getting third one. Of course, the top 3 have pulled away to a decent amount here. The AlphaTauri is in the best position to try and secure 8th right now. Both cars running 3rd and 4th, and Prolol closing on those 2 Mercedes cars as Che closes in on his teammate Snipe Hunter in the race for the top spot. He sets the fastest lap, might look to the inside going into turn 1, doesn't go for it. Not going to jeopardise the team here on a day where they're looking to try and potentially maybe in swipe 2nd place off of the McLaren's, the Constructors' Championship, which can still happen. They can still take away 2nd place. They're going to look to the inside here. Yellow flag in turn 1. Not quite sure what that is. And that is Curtis. And Haz is out of the race as well.
That's a big collision.
That's a huge shot out of turn 1.
And that is another safety car, that is a horrifying incident. That is not nice to see. So it's going to bunch everyone back up, but hopefully both drivers alright. Force feedback on these wheels can be a bit dangerous sometimes. Trust me, I know. So, yeah, a bit of a shame that, especially for Hazard, who's just in his first race of the season.
Well, he did a fantastic job in the first stage of the race before that safety car came out, and he's I had a bit of struggle sense, of course. Adjustment to a new league can be difficult, but he's done a fantastic job today, so we'll credit him on that. I'm looking forward to seeing him perhaps race a bit more next season. So that's, but I believe that's 2 of our 4 reserves now out of the race today. We still got, as it stands, we have those reserves. We have the Top Cat and Lucky as well, both those cars in the running order. Lucky now going past the safety car there as it waits before the entry of turn 4. Che coming into the pit lane and Snipe Hunter following him. Mercedes double stacking. What's the plan here? And Che with a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. That won't help his case at all. No race leader in trouble this early on as we near the halfway stage of this reverse grid Grand Prix. Onto the mediums for Che. And Snipe Hunter coming in now, making a change onto hard tyres. These two doing a complete opposite switch here. And there they go, pulling away. So good pit stop from the Mercedes car. Prolog comes out in front of Snipe Hunter. As expected, a double stack. Didn't quite work out for Sniper as well as it did for Che, who looks like he'll return to the race in 4th place right now. JB retakes the lead, and Landlord there in 2nd, but Fan in 3rd.
Yeah, Bracer, currently P1, on 9-lap old hard tyres, so maybe he's going to try and get to the end of the race on them. It'd be very, 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 very tight to see if he does do it. Puncture territory, no doubt. However, maybe one more safety car or virtual safety car will really help his case.
Definitely, of course, he can probably go about another 10 laps or so on those, maybe 12. See how good the tyre management is. Of course, the safety car definitely helping things in that respect. Of course, the tyres not being pushed to their limit, as you would expect. So AlphaTauri running in 1st and 6th right now. The fact that they're both their full-time drivers in the race today, definitely helping them. They spent the majority of the season on the bottom of the table, but it looks like they're on course to finish 8th as it stands.
Yeah, very, very good. I mean, obviously, like we've been saying for the past few weeks, AlphaTauri not had a great season, and they've really stepped up the game in the last few races, and like I say, going to be trying to secure 8th in the Constructors' Championship.
It's definitely possible for them, of course. Just the one Alfa Romeo left in the race right now. Of course, no full-time drivers for them. Dan's still in the running. I dare say that if Dan does not score in this race, then Williams' chances of finishing in 9th position or 8th position are over. He's running in P8 right now, which isn't enough as it stands. He needs to outscore Alfa Romeo by 12 points, which means he needs to finish in 4th place or higher to move Williams in front, and they're guaranteed to not be finishing last in this championship. It looks like AlphaTauri right now are almost sure they ain't going wrong. Are currently odds on for 8th.
Yeah, I think that's what they're going to be thinking now. They're going to think about the long game. No team ever wants to finish in the bottom 2 of the Constructors' Championship, never mind the bottom 3. So to get as many points as possible, I think is the end goal for AlphaTauri tonight. If
you think back to the end of season number 12, which was about a year ago at this point, and we were looking at a AlphaTauri Constructors' Championship with Landlord and Dan in the car. Of course, things have obviously dropped off a little bit for them.
So bit of a fall from grace in a way. I don't really think of season 12. It wasn't the best season in my reigning and defending season from season 11, which I'd much rather focus on.
I don't think that.
Yeah, it went all downhill from race 1, and I just was not really. I was living on a high. I was drinking too much champagne, no doubt.
There we go. We'll take away from your tours with Pope here because the safety car's in the slats. There's a bit more good news for you, right? We'll see how JB handles this restart. It's been quite a while since we've seen him lead the field back to green here. Landlord behind him looking to try and take the lead, trying to take one more win before he leaves the league for the foreseeable future. Safety car now into the pit lane. We'll see how the AlphaTauri responds. He's trying to get away now. Charging through towards someone. Hasn't quite got the restart he would have wanted. Landlord's right there with him as they go back on the way here to complete the first half of this race. Landlord to the outside at turn 1. Can't quite make the run. And there goes Fan holding off Oliver for 3rd place. But Oliver might try and come at the outside. Not enough for a run here. Everyone single file here. Further back there's a bit of ruckus here between the Williams and the Red Bull of Top Cat and Ethan. Both get away nice and clean there. And up front, JB's held position very nicely, but Landlord's 10th behind and might go for it in a corner or two. He's getting close. Will he look to the inside, going into this next corner? Wants to see. He's going to use the energy to try and get himself inside. Definitely won't lift. And there he goes underneath. Landlord going to try and swipe the lead from JB, and he will swipe the lead from JB. Move the Landlord retiring car up into the top spot.
That was a fantastic move by the future retiree. I hope he's going to get a nice pension from that move alone. It was sublime, and to try to see Chaden do a very similar thing, but was not able to do that. Fan defending with all his might from that Mercedes behind. And
it'll be another car to defend from. He's had to defend from the current champion as well. Grimio up to 5th place now after that safety car. You wouldn't have thought he was 25 seconds back after the first one, but now he is fighting back through the field and stayed out under the second safety car. And now when the DRS comes back into play, he'll be a rocket down this main straight.
Yeah, no doubt. Grumio does love these reverse grid races. I see Chaden making a massive dive bomb into turn 1. Defending through the centre S's, will be able to get the exit he wants to defend from Fan. I'm not too sure. Fan still sticking through, but using some of that energy to pull away from Fan. It looks like Chaden's secure P3.
Fantastic stuff here from the Mercedes car. Still start moving. I was trying to challenge the leaders who are about a second in the clear from here. Landlord now up in the top spot. He's taken it from JB, obviously about a lap ago at this stage. So we'll see if he can try and develop a lead. But hasn't got out of DRS range just yet. But he's 8 tenths in the clear. Yellow flag 6-2, and that is the top gap going a bit slowly there through the run towards turn 2. He's got front wing damage, so he's lost the end plate off that Williams. So it'd be trouble here for the top gap that's coming to the pit lane most likely in order to fix that.
Oh, and that's Lucky going round again, looking to just not be able to control the car. And I'm going to pretend I did not see that reset to track. Lucky, not a great way to mark a return back to the RDL with a clear rule break, but it's not great for him. And Top Cat and Lucky, the other 2 reserves this evening, not having any of the luck that the others had as well.
I wouldn't say they're a lot lucky now because they're out of the race right now. DRS deployed on lap number 20 here. We've got 17 more laps to go in this race, so we are in the second half of this Grand Prix. The top 3 are quite spaced out, so the next car with DRS will be Fan here, yellow flag.
Big crash! Websy, Sniper and Grumio all coming into contact, and that is another safety car.
Oh no!
That was a huge collision there. Sniper just a sitting duck from Websy. after a bit of contact with Grumio, spinning him round. That is not good at all.
And Sniper, who looked to be on course to try and steal the win today, this is going to end those hopes. I apologise, I didn't pick up on stream, unfortunately, so apologies there. But Landlords and the lead has now been brought to smithereens. Okay, down to just 13 cars in this race now. One of them still being the... Okay, so as it stands, we've got one Alfa Romeo left. We've got one Williams car left. So we've got both Williams cars, but only one eligible for points. And both AlphaTauri still in the race. As of right now, it is looking like it will be AlphaTauri 8th, Alfa Romeo 9th, and Williams in 10th.
Yeah, this is just not gone well. We've had a massive amount of retirees. Obviously, Ericsson and BJ quite literally sitting ducks. It's such a shame, but I think the drivers are going to be quite happy to get off this game.
Landlord into the pit lane ace, followed by Che in the Mercedes. So we'll see what tyres.
I think Che definitely needed to pit to make sure he gets rid of that 5-second time penalty. Something that would have hurt him down. You can see him at stage where he's the only Mercedes left now in the race, which is a shame for my old team, as I was definitely wishing them well.
Definitely, right. We'll see how Che can do here. He's onto a fresh set of medium tyres, as is Ethan Landlord coming back out onto the racetrack onto a used set of mediums here. So I think he's going to try to go to the end on those, perhaps. That could be a real struggle. He might have to bank on another late safety car. Grumio in for also a slightly used set of mediums. Top Cat back on the racetrack as well, having made that front wing change. JB leads as of right now. And Fan running second, Prolol in third.
JB and Prolol going to be rubbing their hands together. This is, by the way, the perfect situation for them. After especially a torrid season, they've really, like I said, they've really stepped it up. But Lemons is looking really aggressive. He's been fantastic these past few races. A bit of unluckiness in the last race, but I'm sure he's going to be here with a bang.
I have to wait and see in terms of next season, because we're looking forward to seeing what cars everyone will drive in next season. Well, of course, the random team draw, which we do at the start of each season. I have to stay tuned for season 15 on this channel, where we will be bringing you the draw, and if we can, hopefully every single race on the calendar in the season. We can get in myself and Pope in as much as we can. So look forward to that. If you are new, then do make sure to subscribe for all of that, and plus any shorts that we get from the race going into F1 23. So all the audio content will be right here on this channel, so make sure to stick around on there. And now I'm finished plugging lap 22 this Grand Prix. About 15 more to go, and JB in control still, and we're waiting for now for that restart. I'm waiting for, as it stands, about 5 cars to come through. Top Cat can make his way towards the back of the pack. Grumio on his way through as well. Dan down to 12th here, so he's got to gain 8 more places in order to finish in 9th place in the Constructors' Championship. And Cotley Goblin re-emerging as well. Could get some more points for Ferrari to close out their season.
Yeah, as we are in a very calm period of the race, we don't get these much, especially around the reverse grid race in Brazil. Zach, if you were driving in the RDL next season, what car would you like to be driving for an entire season? That's
a tough one, to be honest. I'll be honest, I don't know. I haven't seen the F1 23 cars from a TCAM point of view. So part of it will come in, obviously, since they're all equal. The part of it will come into the fact that I have to think of what car I want to look at every single week until the season draws to an end. But I have to dwell on that some other time, because safety cars coming into the pit lane now, so we'll see just what goes down. Once again, JB leading the way.
I think JB's definitely wanted a better restart from last time. Obviously didn't get the perfect restart from Landlord. Landlord ran up his gearbox, but defending very well. I think he's going to try and aim to get a better restart now as he blasts off into turn 1. Getting a lot better restart than last time, with Fan just behind and his teammate Prolol in P3. Just being overtaken by Lemons on the outside. The sister teams ding dong it away, and Lemons making a fantastic move, but a swiggle on the back end allows Prolol to go back up, and it is going to be side by side through turn 3.
Into 4 they come now. It's Lemons in front, Prolol just behind him. JB and Fan looks to try and get away here. Two very competitive drivers here, looking to put it all on the line, leave it all out on the racetrack in order to try and take this victory. Victories have been far and few so far, especially for AlphaTauri this season. The best finish, I think, being a third place for JB in Austria earlier on in that crazy finish where, of course, BJ took the win. And we'll look to see if a win could be on the cards for the AlphaTauri team this time around. Of course, again, wins they've been hoping for this season haven't quite received. Top Cat into top 10 now. He's still got that penalty, which I believe was for track limits. Yes, it is. So 3 seconds to his name right now, but he's up in the points, paying place. Oh, bit of contact. He goes way off the track there, and almost looking like Raikkonen in 2012 here. Almost got off to find the complete wrong part of the circuit. But down in P13 now, and with 13 more laps to go, JB still leads.
Yeah, late move there by Ethan. Had a little bit of contact with Top Cat as you see Landlord passing Lucky. Lucky, who's had a few spins but still in the points, so doing very well. Just past Lucky, and he's going to eye up TJ as well. Landlord is very much making the last of his last race. Most of his last race here, and he got a Togs tie there.
Definitely, and of course, unfortunate to see him go, but he's given us a few more wonderful moments here in these late stages of this Grand Prix. Che now in 7th place, going past Lucky himself around the outside. I thought they came very close to contact right there, but Che stays in front of the stands and running in P7, but Lucky's all over him, trying to find something to happen, and there goes Grumio, looking to try and close in as well in the Aston Martin. He'll dive to the inside of Lucky in the Alfa Romeo. Off the corner they come, and through that long sweeping left-hander before Johnson. Around the outside goes the champion, and up into P8. Lucky gets all out of shape there, but recovers it and stays in 9th.
Some fantastic moves being pulled off today. It's incredible. The tyres are now probably coming into their own after that safety car period. But the two leading cars, both on 17 lap or 18 lap old hards now, it's gonna their tyres are gonna be screaming very, very soon. Definitely.
Of course, we're closing in on those last couple of laps this race. Of course, strategy has been a bit off for a lot of cars here. Of course, you said about the hard tyres there for the two race leaders will be really struggling here in these late stages. They're still doing about another 10 laps or so on those tyres. They want to get to the end of the race, and they'll be really struggling at that point. Prolol, a bit loose there off of turn number 4, but recovers it for turn 5 and now puts us back in position for 6. So here we go. So quite a few of those medium cars, type cars running out here. So Prolol, Landlord, and Lucky are the main threats right now. Everyone else looks to be safe for at least a couple more laps. Shane, Grumio, 4 and 5 laps done their tyres respectively. Ethan, 4 laps, and Dan, Courtney, and Top Cat 3, 3, and 5 respectively there.
Che and Landlord having a lovely little ding dong between the two. Che and Aston Martin sandwich, something that we've seen quite a lot this season, so probably bringing back some bad memories for Che, but will Che be able to make a move into turn 1?
Have to wait and see here, see what the Mercedes driver has up his sleeve. Being close in, but hoping Grumio doesn't close on him too much as well. Lap 26 now, this Grand Prix gets underway, and he's a bit too far behind. There goes Lemons to the inside of Fan, looking to try and take away that second place spot, and he will take that second place spot with a relative ease here. And I'll have DRS on our race leader. We could see a lead change here down this next straight. Again, it is Lagos and safety car. So the two sister teams looking to fight for the lead. There goes Fan to the inside into turn 4, very close there, trying to outbrake his opponent on the right hand side, but Lemons still there alongside him. They're going to go toe to toe into turn number 6. Neither one of them giving an inch. This is fantastic racing. Fan lifts a little bit, no contact there. They came very close, and Predator looking to try and take advantage if he can. He might dive to the inside. Yellow flag behind them, and that was Landlord who's almost just spun out. He saved the car fantastically there.
Very, very impressive by Landlord. Really showing us every single skill that is in the book, but he's just unable to recover from Ethan as Ethan goes into P9. The battle in here is so close. The DRS trains means there's not even a second between any car on track currently. That is just amazing to see.
Coming towards these final 10 laps then, it's still JB in control, but Lemons will be closing in on those medium tyres, which may have already done their duty for the most part, but closing in now on our race leader. About 6 tenths separating them right now as we start the final 10 laps of this Grand Prix. Lucky Lamberts is the fastest lap of the race into turn 1 on 12 lap old mediums. Those tyres should be screaming for a break right now, but here he is setting fastest laps. What on earth is going on? Fantastic stuff from there. Ethan passing TJ for P8, and Grumio closing on Oliver now, but he's got his focus on the inside of Prolol, and might try and outbreak Fan if he can. That's a bit too far back from him to even so much as consider trying that. Prolol moving back into line, but Grumio might try and take advantage now as they go on the corner. There he goes towards turn 5. I didn't think Prolol knew he was there for a moment, but he is there, and he is here to stay up the inside and up into P5 now.
That was incredibly close battle in there. Yeah, like you say, I don't think Prolol saw Grumio appear out of nothing. That's what it's like racing against him.
Yellow flag.
There's a bit of a spin behind. Top Cat and Cottony colliding, I think. I'm not too sure what happened there. Wasn't able to catch it, but a shame for them both who one of two free drivers who won't be scoring points this season.
I think we will contact further in front of them. Grimion and Prolom have made contact. Oh, and there goes the AlphaTauri off the track, and he's out of it.
Oh,
And that will be huge for AlphaTauri. And the safety car is out.
Collision, another safety car. The shame is I'm going to have to leave just because the amount of safety cars is really pushing me on time. I've not been able to stay for too long, so I'm going to leave you guys in the very trusty hands of Zach, of course, the person that has been with you since race 1 this season. So it's been an absolute pleasure commentating on these last 3 races, and I hope that the end of this race is just exciting as it has been for the rest. And good luck, Zach, with the rest of your stream.
Thank you. Thank you on the singing. We'll see you back here next season. Right then, so it's just me for the time being. Then we get back to racing a couple of laps time. And of course, Pope stayed for as long as he could there, but just had to dash off, unfortunately. So obviously constraints of clashing league racing with real life, which we've all felt at some point. I'm sure we can all relate to that in some way. But regardless, we'll keep on going with the action here. The action which has come to a halt for the time being. JB still in the lead. Lemons in second place. This battle was about to get interesting, and Lemons will be relying on this restart an awful lot. And in terms of strategy, JB could be in trouble. He's been on those tyres for a long time, pitted under the first safety car, and has yet to come back in since. It's now our 3rd safety car of this race, not counting the virtual one on the opening lap. 12 more cars in the running right now. Let's look at the situation in terms of the points as it stands. So, Dan is still in the race right now. He needs 4 more spots as it stands in order to put Williams in front of Alfa Romeo in the Constructors' Championship, who still have Lucky Lambert in the race, but as reserves don't score any points in that respect. If PJ Cal and Huggy Bear are the designated full-time drivers, so they wouldn't be able to score points, and Lucky's going to follow up points anyway here, making a stop, and Dan's going to follow him in, and that could make his job a little bit harder here, because he'll fall to the back. He'll need 8 more places in order to take away 9th place, given the fact that JB is on course to win the race right now. He needs 5th or higher with Prolo out of the race. It comes down to what Dan and JB have to do. The 2 cars at tail end of the field as the top guy gets a penalty for multiple warnings there. So I'll be track limits once again. So JB needs to keep himself inside of that top 5. He's got a number of fast cars behind him there. Lemons, Fan, Che, Grumio, Lanon's back there in 7th place. Ethan, of course, can be quick on his day. He's been remarkably quick today, keeping himself inside of the points for the majority of this Grand Prix. So I dare say he's still got a shot. Anyone's still got a chance to win this race, to be entirely honest with you. So it's going to be very close here towards the end of this Grand Prix. There'll be 7 laps to go when the leaders take the line once again. I dare say we'll get a restart this time. Dan closing up to the back of the pack. The situation then, JB needs to hold on or can't lose any more than 4 places. If he loses 5, then the team will not finish in 8th place. They will not beat Alfa Romeo, in which case it just comes down to who finishes higher between Dan and JB, short of them finishing 9th and 10th, in which case it would come down to either AlphaTauri winning or a tie. So Dan needs those places, and JB needs to stay in front for the next 7 laps on 22 lap hold hards. Fan in the same situation. A lot of cars on soft tyres at the back there. Half the field still on softs. 2 of them on mediums, and a third of them on mediums, and 2 of them on very, very old hard tyres here, which have done their duty. But JB's got to do 7 more laps before he sees the checkered flag here. Green flag goes back out. We're back on the way here, and there goes Grumio going all the way to the inside, but Che defends, comes close to contact. There goes the Aston Martin off the track there in turn number 1, falls way out of the order and down into P12 here. He's going to rejoin almost just in front of the top cat there. And Dan takes the place. He's up into P10 now. He's got 6 more places to gain. And JB's just got to hold on and win this race. Alfa Romeo could still finish in last place despite that podium. They would not believe what is going on right now if they were here. As it stands, Lemons currently defending from Fan and Che. Ethan behind them as well. And Grumio now down to P11s out of the points right now. He's got work to do in these last couple of laps. But those hard tyres have seen better days as well. Sorry, the medium tyres have seen better days. But I suppose the hards on these 2 in the leaders have as well. Che all over the back of Fan here. Might try and look to the inside. Fan defense underneath beautifully there. And there goes Lionel underneath. And there's contact. Oh, and Lionel always goes around but saves it just about. TJ goes wide. So Lionel won't lose any places. There goes Courtney around the outside of TJ. Lucky trying to go for it as well. Might go for it into the braking zone but has no luck. Castro wait into line for the time being. Kudar down in off the last corner, keeping a particular eye on the Williams and the AlphaTauri leading this race. 6 more laps to go, and Lemons is right there behind the race leader. The two sister teams, Red Bull and AlphaTauri, coming at it for the top spot. Lemons all the way underneath as they charge towards Tom. He's going to look downstairs into that first corner. Lemons comes over the lead there. Spectacular move. And Che now holding on to third place. Fan down in fourth. Lionel there in the 5th spot as of right now. A lot of racing still to be done here. We've got 5 more laps worth, plus those 5 will come with DRS as well. That's the crucial fact that we'll be looking forward to seeing in these last couple of laps. I doubt we'll have enough time for another safety car. It'd be very odd if we got a safety car this late on in the Grand Prix. Still 6 places required as of right now for that Williams car running in P10. He needs to get around Lucky, TJ, Cottony, Ethan, Landlord and Fan in order to get that Williams team off the bottom of the championship. He's going to look to the outside here, going towards the corner. Not going to quite make a move just yet. Grumio pushing him from behind. He might want to try and follow the Aston Martin through if Grumio can get past. And the DRS comes to play on this next lap, so that makes things a lot more insane. Lemons was put out to a second lead. He won't have to worry about that. He might be odds on for this win. JB, as of right now, still doing enough to outscore Alfa Romeo by 8 points here. But Che's right behind him and potentially threatening him here. He won't even need the DRS here. Down the main straight they go. And Che in second place will now start working on chasing down Lemons, who sets the fastest lap of the race. 5 more laps to go in the race and the season. And JB down to third now, but still 5 points clear of Alfa Romeo in the standings. Landlord there in fourth. Might try and swipe the next place. Yellow flag for the back. And that is Courtney Goblin's gone around. It's another place for Dan here. We'll have DRS this time. There goes Grumio to his inside as they go towards turn 4. What a run from the Aston Martin. He moves back into P9 and looking to try and swipe some more points to cap his season off. Landlord into third place now. JB down to fourth. And as of right now, he's only 2 points clear. He'd need to take away this place or potentially tie with Alfa Romeo. He needs to take away 5th and the fastest lap, which is currently held by Lemons, and I doubt he's matching that. Yellow flag, and there goes Lemons around. The race leader spins off, and that will push him further down the order here. He's down to P8 and P9 now, and P10 as well. He's still there alongside Dan here. He'll take back P9. Che now takes the lead away, but Landlord in his final start is now right behind him. You could not write this stuff, ladies and gentlemen, here. Down the main straight they come. Lucky Lambert, 5-second penalty for ignoring a yellow flag here. Screamer gets past him. Down the main straight they come. 4 more laps to go here in Brazil. Landlord looks upstairs, going down this first straight and towards turn 1. He sets the fastest lap in the process. Into turn 1 they come. Che late breaks late, takes back the lead. Spectacular racing. It's not done yet because Landlord will have DRS once again here as they go off the corner and down towards turn number 4. Look to the outside with DRS redeployed and the battery used as well. Side by side, the two Aston Martin and Mercedes into the corner. Side by side, both braking late here. Contact between the pair of them there, and Landlord comes out in front. What a spectacular race we're having here, ladies and gentlemen, and it's still not over yet. We've still got about 3.5 more laps to go, and still 5 places required for Dan as it stands in order to take away 9th place in the constructors of Alfa Romeo. He's got a pass from the Alphas here. Lucky Lambert's been a real cause of disgruntle for him here over these last couple of laps or so. Ethan trying to hold on to his place here, but Grimmy on the inside, looking for P6, and will take P6. And there goes Lucky to the outside. Will Dan try and follow him through? Let's take advantage of both these cars as best he can here. 3 more laps to go for Landlord, is now up in the lead here. He's on soft tyres. Che perhaps unable to respond there with those medium tyres that have done their duty. Grimio takes away P5. TJ might try and come back at him though, no room. And Dan looking to outbrake Ethan into turn 1. It's very tight between the pair of them going through turn 2. The Red Bull stays in front for the moment, and Dan needs places fast here. As of right now, it goes AlphaTauri 8th, Alfa Romeo 9th, and Williams in dead last, unfortunately, for them as it stands right now. He needs 4 more spots once he can get around Ethan. If he can get around Ethan, he runs a bit wide off the corner, and the Red Bull holds on to P8 for the moment. He's going to look back to the inside, going towards turn 6. He needs to start taking risks now. He needs these places more than anyone on the circuit as of right now. He needs 5 spots in the next 2.5 laps, or it's not going to happen for them. Williams may just come home last here, ladies and gentlemen, in this Constructors' Championship. Landlord is still in front, but Che on his medium tyres is still closing in. JB on course for a podium. He's got the champion breathing down his neck as he looks to the outside, going to the left-hander. Oh, and there goes Grimio, getting a bit loose there through the corner, and that's come out allow TJ in. JB gets away, he's under a bit less pressure now, but Grimio will have DRS off this final corner, charging back up the hill again, and Che will have DRS too. 2 more laps left to go in the season. These two locked in a dead heat for the race lead now. JB 3.5 seconds back from these guys, and Grumio with a monstrous run going towards turn 1 from a grid penalty from a start at the back of the field, and going 25 seconds back to now a podium place with that penalty though, so it's going to be very close here. JB gets a penalty of his own. Lucky Lama gets a penalty too, and there goes, one of the cars goes flying off there, and that was JB who's gone down. JB down the order, and all of a sudden, it looks very, very positive for Williams here, with 1 point separating the two AlphaTauri cars, and from the Williams cars, it's now Williams in 9th, and AlphaTauri down to last place. Things have changed dramatically here, ladies and gentlemen, and all of a sudden, AlphaTauri looks to be in dead last. And I dare say it might be time to forget it for the AlphaTauri fans, because they may have just lost out, unfortunately, due to that JB mistake. Landlord, meanwhile, is still 3/10 clear of Che. This is it. The final lap of the race, the final lap of Season 14, and the final lap for these guys on F1 22 in terms of league racing. Che, with the DRS, who want to try and close as much as he can this time around. It's going to be very tight between these guys. Landlord comes through to start the final lap of the race, and his RDL career. He's had to spin it under pressure from Che. It looks down to the inside. Braking late into turn number 1. Very tight between these two. There's contact, and Che gets a bit loose there. Alpha turn 1 through turn 2. Landlord gets back in front. Here they come now off the corner and towards turn 4. Che looking to the outside. He's got DRS to his advantage, but no battery left. Both these cars are giving everything in order to try and be here in this race with a chance to win it. Contact once again. They're still side by side. Who will brake late going into turn 6? Who will be the last to brake? Is F123 slogan. I have to wait to see who's the last to brake here. They're still side by side, and Che makes contact, and there goes Che, and both cars spinning off. And Grumio slides through to take the race lead away, and there's contact for the back, and everyone all spinning out here, and Dan up into 5th place now. He needs one more spot in order to beat Alfa Romeo. I don't quite believe what's happening here, ladies and gentlemen. And Jamie up to 6th place. He might still do it. They could potentially, if he gets one more spot as well, they could both beat Alfa Romeo. Grumio, though, in the lead now as they come through the last corner. Heartbreak for Landlord. He spun out this exact same race last year and to lose out in the championship, and Grumio's going to come through here to win once again. Give him everything you want. He was 25 seconds back at the start of the safety car on lap number 6, and Grumio is going to win the reverse grid finale to cap off season 14 in F1 22. He's won both championships. He's been dominant, ladies and gentlemen, but TJ unofficially is the winner thanks to Grumio's penalty, and Dan finishes in 5th place in the end, which to my count is not enough. Williams have finished. It's very close. I dare say Williams have it. Williams finish in 9th place, and AlphaTauri come home in last in the end. TJ, though, is the winner in the final race of the season. Contact between Che and Landlord on the final lap, the last lap of Landlord's RDL career. And it ends like that. And that might have been perhaps one of the classic reverse grid races. What a finish. I don't quite have the words there for what we've just witnessed, ladies and gentlemen. So there's your top 3 then. So TJ wins it, Grumio 2nd, and I believe it was Ethan in 3rd. And Glemons may have given up the place for him at the end of the race. So there you have it. In quite possibly the most entertaining race I've ever seen in this league. It's a shame we had so many casualties towards the end of it. That race went down to the final lap, and even after all that, Grumio still found a way to win. Have a look at your final results. At least Grumio won the race unofficially, but TJ's your winner. Grumio home in 2nd in the end. Ethan takes home 3rd. Lemons in 4th. Dan 5th in the end. Those points just enough to pip AlphaTauri to P9 by just one singular point. JB, who was on course to potentially hold on and finish in P8 in the Constructors, comes home 6th. Land on the end finishes in 7th. It's Top Cat 8th on his debut. We'll have to see if the stewards have anything to say, of course, after the penalties he received earlier on today. Courtney Godman takes home 9th. Lucky Lambert, the final point, and Fan and Che finishing a lap down by the count. And the retirees, Prolol, Snipe Hunter, Websy, Motion Hazard, Curtis, Evil Scotsman, Ericsson, and BJ, both caused those two fouling to start the race earlier on. Well, that was incredibly entertaining. And we'll look into anyone who wants to come in for a post-race interview. And I want to see if we can talk to TJ in particular. What a brilliant race that was. Unfortunately, there were so many retirements at the end of it. Of course, we've been missing out on TJ a number of times this season. Took the win in Belgium earlier on in the season, takes some wraps up with his second one of the season here in Brazil. And we'll see if he's about. But what a fantastic race. And by my unofficial count, prior to the Stewards report, it looks like the order of the end goes. It goes. I believe it goes Alfa Romeo, Williams, and Alpha Tauri to cap things off at the end of the season. But we'll see what happens later on after the Stewards report. And it was a quite frankly brilliant race. So we'll see if anyone is about here. Fantastic race nonetheless. And we'll just see if anyone appears here in the commentary box. And we'll just see who pops up after a brilliant race there. And hopefully we'll get even more on F1 23. A message here from Landlord regarding the crash in the last lap in response to Che. Got literally a wonderful send off. Couldn't I believe we've got some here. Top Cat. Hello mate, you hear us?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Oh yeah, I can hear you loud and clear, mate. Well, that was quite a welcome to the IDL for you, wasn't it? Talk us through it, mate.
Man, that was super duper fun. So obviously, it was a bit of a last minute lineup. So I got like sort of the nod from the lads to join up. Got told I was getting chucked in a Williams. Not used to the whole Williams thing, but was like, yeah, all right then, let's give it a blast. I've had a blast, mate. It was brilliant. Like T1 was a bit of a meltdown because some of the cars obviously didn't move. I managed to dodge the first hards, but the second hards couldn't just get around it. It was just a little bit too tight, so I clipped my wing. So I ended up with a damaged wing. I think I did about 33 laps out of 36 with damaged wing, just due to general rough and ready driving, from the grid. But it was the last race, you know what I mean? So kind of what more do you expect? Like, it's going to get a little bit argy-bargy. It was good fun, man. I had a really good blast.
I mean, typically it's not like the reverse grid is always a bit more hectic than a lot of the other races. But yeah, in terms of, did you see any of what happened on the final lap there? Because that was complete chaos.
No, I didn't. So I was unfortunate enough again to damage my wing. So I ended up at the back. And then I'll tell you what I did see. I saw JB. I don't know what happened to him, but he just appeared in front of me. So I was like, right, I'm just going to focus, get my head down, and follow JB. That's what I'm going to do. And then we got through sort of like intersect 2, and there was just cars everywhere. There was wings everywhere. It was just the track was just a war zone. But the pair of us managed to sort of wiggle through, and I think I ended up with a P7. So, for somebody that started at the back of the grid, pitted very early off the hards, which wasn't a strategy at all, onto the mediums to get a new wing, and then eventually managing to throw a set of softs on, a P7 finish. Yeah, I'm fairly happy with that, if I'm honest.
It was brilliant fun to watch. Of course, we kept in particular kept our eyes on you, and Hazo was also making his debut earlier on today. Of course, didn't get to the end. But yeah, would you be looking to stick around here for next season, F123?
Yeah, most certainly. Like, I had a really good set to with Ethan. Obviously, I've raced with Ethan before. But yeah, I had a few good will-to-will moments with a few of the drivers here. You know what I mean? It was fairly courteous enough. You know what I mean? Everybody's really quick. I feel like I'm quite a rookie. I feel like I'm going to learn a lot here. You know what I mean? I'm ready to have a good time, man. It was excellent. Thank you for having me.
No worries, mate. Is there anything at all you'd like to achieve next season? Just looking at points, or are we looking for anything more?
Yeah, just looking for a first podium finish, you know what I mean? It doesn't really matter whether it comes through being a sneaky person that manages to be one of the only few that doesn't end up with a DNF. Either way, you know, a podium, I'll be quite happy with a podium in this series, if I'm honest.
Fair enough. Well, good luck to you for next season. And well done on the debut today. It was fantastic to watch. So look forward to seeing a bit more of you around here soon.
Thank you very much. See you later.
No worries. In a bit.
Cheers.
So that was Top Guy then, who was clearly very excited about the race, and I don't blame him in the slightest. I was quite excited myself. No one else around, unfortunately, so we might have to cap things off there at the end of the stream. So with that, you guys, that is the end of the Races Driving League Season 14 as a whole. I do hope you thoroughly enjoyed it. If you've been here from day one of the season on the 2nd of January, all the way back in Bahrain, long time ago now. It's almost about 5-6 months ago at this stage. So if you've been there from the beginning, then thank you. If you just joined us tonight, then still, thank you so much for watching this. It's been an absolutely wild ride. I'm looking forward to see it continue again on F123. Big ups to all the admins as well, who of course keep this league running on a day-by-day basis. And thanks to JB for doing his job. Commiserations, of course, to seeing the retiring pair of Leonard and Huggy, who of course we said goodbye to last week on in China. So looking forward to perhaps seeing those two around. And perhaps one day, maybe you never know, we might see him back here soon. Might get bored of the retired life from this Monday Night League. So it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you as well to Pope for, of course, joining us this late on the season. Had about 6 more hours to go, the injury that then forced him into the commentary box. A very Martin Brundle style situation, but he's thrown himself into it, and we have to appreciate that. So round of applause for him as well. And of course, the sing at the start of the stream, that was quite funny as well. So hope you guys enjoyed that if you were there for that. If not, then once stream's over, go back and have a look at it, because it was hilarious, trust me. And yeah, it's been an absolutely wild ride, you guys, and I'm so grateful that you guys stuck around for it. So thank you so much for watching. And if you want more audio content, we're back here next season on F123, as I've said, starting with the team draw, and also give out the calendar from there. Normally, regularly, we follow the real life F1 calendar, so we'll keep that as close as we can, and we'll hit you with all the news when it drops. I hope you guys are looking forward to F123. So if you are new around here, make sure to subscribe for both audio content and my own personal content, as I have to plug it there just at the end of the stream. So make sure to subscribe for that. Until the next race here in RDL, you guys, thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you next time. Have a good evening, and with that, season 14 comes to a close. Good night, everybody.